So once more, just welcoming everyone in terms of being here. Also, the alumni, the past students who have done this course, who are here to support this open house, and also all of you who have joined, who are interested in the mindfulness-based counseling, the listening with embodied presence course that had just been. So, um, maybe sharing a little bit about the course that we start. It's a 1 year course that you can do in a part time format. And so we begin in August. And the way the course is designed is that um, we have 3 days of training once a month. That is August, September, October. And then we have 2 days of supervision and practice, and then followed by the other modules. Um, so, so each module is builds on the previous module, and so the course is taught in and experienced in a step-by-step way. What is the course really about? It's and just sharing the intention of holding this course is that the course is open to people from all backgrounds, those with psychology background or social work, or maybe you've been holding listening spaces, as well as somebody who intends to or wants to or feels inclined to have such spaces and hold such spaces, because we felt that there was very much a need in the community, in society, to have such spaces, whether they are individual listening spaces or group listening spaces. And so this the 1 year training equips one to be able to hold such a space for individuals and groups. So the whole training is really quite experiential. It is based on this whole belief that you need to also experience how it is to be listened to, how it is to be held, how it is to um, have that support for yourself. And so it's got many elements of peer listening, where you are doing a lot of practice work after every module. You're doing peer listening sessions with the others from the cohort. And so after every module, there is practice. And so then that consolidates the learning of from the module. And so it goes step by step in that way. So both aspects we focus on initially, it is in terms of holding individual spaces and then holding group spaces. Maybe we can have some questions about what you have in mind, or what you want to know about the course or about, and we have several of us over here, several people who have experienced the course. So just feel free to also ask them about their experiences or whatever you want to know more about. We also thought that it might be good to know about the course by experiencing an embodied listening space. So the training is, like I said, it's in embodied listening. So it's about holding a listening space, but in an embodied way. And so when we are talking about an embodied listening space, which is mindfulness based, it is. very much a lot of the emphasis is on the inner work of the practitioner. So, how are we meeting ourselves? How are we integrating the body and the mind in our listening? So, as we are listening to the other, we are attuned within ourselves, we are grounded in our own self and through the body, and really attuning and listening to the feelings of the other and holding a safe and supportive space. Maybe we have experienced such spaces, maybe that's what brings us to want to also hold such spaces. Maybe some aspects of it would be new. So, all in all, we can take some time to kind of just see, okay, if I, how would I experience such a space and what does that entail? So, we're going to have a very short session, just a taste of being listened to in such a way, and we'll move into one-on-one exchanges where you would be able to speak to your listener, to your facilitator, and the facilitator will hold this kind of space for you. And when you're going into the space, feel free to just be yourself. It's not about, just take something that's on your minds, maybe a life issue, maybe something that you were just wondering about, or maybe if you don't have anything, just see how it is for you right now, and you can just experience the listening space just from there. So you don't have to do anything in particular. You can just kind of just be yourself and be able to talk from your experience. All right. So I'm just wondering if there are any questions about what we are going to be doing now, or is it clear? Okay. So I think we have Anista. Welcome, Anista. Arti, uh, Tess, Paras, Yona, Nikhil, Aparna, Shubhangi, Bhavna, Siddhi. Yeah. So, welcome to this space. And before we move into the one on one listening, maybe together, we will just engage in a bit of grounding and mindfulness practice to just orient to ourselves, just be present to whatever is here. So, just inviting everyone to just bring attention to your feet on the ground and just the contact of your feet to the ground, the contact with the earth. Just feeling the weight of your sit bones as you're sitting on the chair. Maybe as you've come here into the space today, maybe you were part of many other things that were going on that may be lingering for you, or things you have to take care of after this. So just allowing everything to just rest as it is. We're just bringing attention to just the space around you and the sounds. Just noticing sounds as just sounds. Perhaps just bringing attention to the breath as you notice it in the body. Just letting your attention just rest with the breath for a while. Not needing to stop the thoughts, just letting that be in the background. The breath in the foreground. As you sense the breath as the body breathes itself, sensing the breath and the whole body. Just being with this awareness as once more you feel your feet on the ground, feel your seat, the space around, and the visual field. And as we move in the breakout rooms, you'll be with one facilitator, one listener, and who is an alumnus of the course, and yeah, and just experience a listening space. It would be good to have your videos on when you are in this one-on-one space. So just give me a few moments to make the breakout rooms. And in the meanwhile, if you have anything, you can just put it in chat and then we can take those questions for when we come back from our small sharing, from our one-on-one sharing. we'll have a group discussion on your questions or your experience or anything that you would like to know. Okay. So just seeing how. Yeah. Yes, Aparna, we can take some time. And since it's a short time of 30 minutes, you can take, if you're taking something that is, that you feel is distressing, you can take something which is, not very high on the distress scale, just something that is all right, so that it's contained. And if there is something more, um, you can always stay back and or get in touch with us, and then we can have another session with you. Um, so give me 5 minutes to just do the breakout rooms. Okay. See, yeah, Aparna, Bhavna, Aarti, would you just like to share what made you join and what are you curious about, or and just if there is anything you wish to ask, that's also there. Yeah, yeah,
I
Nikit.
Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes.
Right. So I think uh, I just had this question, and I think the one-on-one session closed. So maybe I'll bring it here. I was just asking about some of the explanation about the course I got in the one-on-one session. I was just asking about what are the possibilities after finishing this course. I am a musician, and my idea was that is it possible to combine my uh, like the music and the mindfulness aspect and the listening aspect, and is it can I do something uh, you know co- around these things post the course? Yeah.
Yeah. So, so what the course is designed to do is to support you in terms of holding a listening space, holding an embodied listening space, whether it is for individuals or groups. Now, uh, if there is this interest in music and that's your domain, your of expertise, then you can see how you would want to combine those aspects into the listening space. And yeah, so you'll need to see that for yourself, and the scope of that. But what the course will provide is to provide the framework and to provide the skills, and the attitude that is needed to kind of hold this space. Then, and I don't know whether some of our alumni, do you all have any experiences around that you want to bring in? Because even, all the alumni who have joined today, they come from different backgrounds, they have different specialities. And so, if there's any experience of combining something with what you've done in the course, then just feel free to share that.
I can share
Yeah,
some
Soumya.
experience. Um, I also practice music, and I think it's been really helpful the way we've learned to be in the bodies while we are listening. So even if you're listening to music or practicing, or maybe incorporating others in the practice, um, the principles of attunement and sensing music in the body as we listen or as we practice has really helped me in my personal journey. And with people where I have conducted sort of circles where we've just chanted or practiced on the Tanpura or something of that sort. That has enabled because of the embodied approach that the program has to offer. So we sort of also go into the body as we are listening to the music or even doing like a riyaz or singing alongside others. So we can also incorporate those principles while we are holding musical spaces for others who are either listening or singing along. So, yeah, that was something that
Yeah,
I personally found really helpful.
yeah.
So,
Thank you so much. Yeah, 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 Aparna.
I'm in Bangalore. I'm a life coach. And I've heard about this course because I know somebody else who's done this before. So the approach intrigued me, and I found it useful. Um, I have done some other things before, and so I see the usefulness of this. I was also a little curious to know how this was different from the 2 year course, because I'm guessing mindfulness is also a part
Yeah,
of the 2 year course, and what would serve me better. And I was trying to think of that for myself. So just if you could point out,
sure.
um, yeah,
Yeah. Just Being runs this 1 year program for those and a 2 year program which is presence oriented psychotherapy. Both the courses, both the trainings are based on similar principles. The 1 year course is open to people from all backgrounds, and and uh, and the 2 year course is open to people, who have done psychology or done social work or who've been in the field and or who've done the 1 year course, because the 2 year course is an advanced course and it is like a deep dive into the therapeutic aspects. So the difference between the two is that although the 1 year course is therapeutic in a sense, the 2 year course really looks at from a therapeutic angle as well of of really being with the things that show up for people in one-on-one work, right? Primarily, yeah.
and in the interview that we have, we can I'll be able to clarify whether I'm
You'd
suitable or which one. Yeah,
be able to clarify further. It would depend on what you've done so far. Where you're placed at,
right.
and yeah, both involve the practitioner to practice mindfulness. So that's really the base from which we understand the work, and a lot of emphasis on the inner work. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask, ma'am.
Yes, Sakti.
Ma'am, I'd like to know whether we can do this course along with our full-time job.
Hmm. Yeah, so the course is designed as a part-time course. It's designed for working professionals, given that people will have other things. Having said that, although it is a part-time course, it is quite an immersive course. So there are the 3 days that you need to attend completely being there. So you need to take out that time, from your other work. It involves a weekend, but it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So those days, and apart from that, also keeping aside about 4 to 5 hours per week, because you will have the practical things to do like peer sessions or client sessions, and then there's documentation of that, so that does take time. So keeping aside 4 to 5 hours in the week, that would make it okay, apart from your regular mindfulness practice. So that's the kind of time demand that you need to balance with the other things in your life, whether it is work or personal life, right? But it would also be good. I'd like to open it up to also our alumni if they have anything to share on this. Of because, like I said, they've also been balancing other things while doing the course. So if anyone would like to, if if anyone would like to share their experience, that would be good. Thank you, Shrishti, for joining in, and we'll be in touch. The details are there that are shared about this course in the chat. Yeah, right. Anyone would just like to share about how it is to balance
I can
work
share.
and the course? Yes, Dipti. Yeah.
Yeah. So it has been it has its own demand. Like, yes, we need to be present, we need to be there, but it's very supportive. So initially, when I was doing it, I felt that I have lots to do, and but the course is structured in such a way that we have peer sessions, we have a community, we have teachers, and we have coordinators also, and that support itself, um, yeah, it just helps you to sail through. And while I have also felt that the teachings are something which we integrate, so it's not only theory, it's what we become, and then it becomes very easy to balance things because we are living it, what we are learning. So for me, that has been the experience. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dipti. Yeah, it kind of spills over into other things, hopefully a good way.
Hi, this is Paras here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, Paras.
Yeah. So, Sandy, you mentioned those 3 days. Those 3 days are a complete 3 days, or
Yes. Yeah, they are the full day. So the sessions start right from 8:30 in the morning to the evening, with of course breaks and some long breaks as well. And so those are 3 days which it would make sense to be, to be really off work or other things, and so that you can be fully present and immersed in the course.
it's mainly it's hybrid in the sense people who choose to take it online can take it online, but
Yes.
otherwise it's in Pune.
Yes, yeah. So the in-person sessions happen in Pune. The first module, everyone does it online. And then after that, it's usually in a hybrid format where you can come in person or you can choose to do it online. Before the course begins, we just have, we'd like to get an idea. So Priya from the team, who is the coordinator of the trainings, then she'll just get in touch with you to know whether you're planning to do it in person or online, so that we have the numbers. So if we have a reasonable number of people who are doing it in person, then we have the in-person sessions. Otherwise, we just shift it online if there are just one or two people going to come in person. Where are you based, Paras?
just Mumbai. I'm from Mumbai, central suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's close by. Yeah. Close enough.
No, no, I agree. It's just that some dates are conflicting with something else, which I'm already doing. So I'm just
Yeah.
deliberating it out.
Sure.
We'll figure out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, just one question. This Friday is going to be once in a month or it's going to be every Friday?
It's once in a month. Once in a month
Okay.
or 3 days. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Tess, and thank you for joining in. Anyone else? It would also be lovely to hear from you as to where you're from, what gets you interested in this space.
Sandy, let's say I'd like to share something more as well. So, uh,
Yeah.
we have a small space in Ghatpur, let's say in Mumbai suburbs, and we would like to host sessions, let's say group sessions of various kinds. So, I just wanted to understand people. You mentioned that this course is for people who don't have psychology or any other counseling background. So can you give me a couple of examples of people of non-psychology or non-counseling background coming to the course and then using it for some other, let's say, such kind of group sessions as well? Do we have such kind of
Yeah.
alumnus in the call or otherwise as well?
Yes, I'm sure we do. So maybe anyone would like to answer that? We do also have people from a psychology background or whatever who join the course. So we have a mix. Yeah. Yeah, Kalpesh.
Hi, hi Paras. So actually, sorry, I think, uh, I kind of come from a different background altogether. I was into films and advertising before I did this course, and I think my experience was completely different before I get into it. But after I did this, I think it led me to my uh, kind of the intention that I wanted to do, as you said, for group holding. So I've been running men's circles since almost 5 years now, online as well as offline. And yeah, so that is what I really wanted to tell you, that even if you're from a different background, it would still mean a lot to for a personal growth also, but also to be able to offer a whole space for others in group as well as individually. And personally, for me, it has been a very revealing experience uh, as such. Not just to be able to use the skills that I learned from this, but to also be able to really find questions to my own existential to my own uh, through this work that I do. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Kalpesh.
Yeah. Thanks, Kalpesh. Also opening it up to um, any of the other alumni who want to share anything, just feel free. And hopefully, we just have a conversation right now for whoever. Yeah. And and if aren't any more questions, that's also okay. You can always feel free to write to us. I think Gayatri has shared in the chat ways you can kind of whom to reach out to for more information, or can just write us an email. And or get in touch with Priya for more information. And yeah, we can take it forward from there. I'd also like to thank Gayatri from the Just Being team for coordinating this event. And we also have Niti, who's joined us, who's the who is our executive director, and yeah, and all our alumni. I really want to thank you all for joining in. It is a pleasure to see you all, have you all, and for all of you who've come to experience the sessions and to hold questions and who are curious about the course. So thank you all very much for being here. Yeah, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you.